Gavin, your thoughts on the game here today at Solihull Moors?
I think it's the right result. In terms of the play, credit to Solihull, I thought they had that more desire. It's hard to say, but they had a bit more desire than us today, which was really disappointing from our perspective. We didn't play anywhere near to where we can. And a few clubs have sort of said that about when playing against us this year, so I don't want to take any credit away from Solihull because I thought they were a better team today. But I definitely think that we contributed to our own downfall a little bit also. So it was a little bit of both. I thought they played particularly well, certainly better than us. And we just didn't show those same levels. I don't know if there was a bit of fatigue there or catching up with a few players, but yeah, certainly not the expectation that we have as a team inwardly in terms of hard work, desire, doing a job and a half. Yeah, I think although I thought the referee was horrendous today, I know that's a really harsh word, I thought he was particularly poor, which I could sort of tell in a meeting before the game that it wasn't going to go that well. We've got a clear penalty, and I'm not saying that we deserved it. We didn't deserve anything out of the game, but that's football. Sometimes you don't play very well, and you get the moments. That's what's fair in terms of the rules. But some of the fouls on our players, and it's credit to them. I'm not taking anything away from them because it's the dark arts. It's how you should do it, and I'd love my players to do it more. And a bit too honest sometimes maybe, but. We certainly had an opportunity to have a penalty there. Morgan Roberts had been absolutely cleaned out on the edge of the box. Can't for the life of me, we just watched it back there, can't for the life of me understand that it's not a penalty. But listen, we certainly didn't deserve a point. But there's been many a game I've played in and managed where we haven't been at our best and managed to take something away from the game. It's disappointing.
And particularly disappointing because you come into the game on a really good unbeaten run, successive home wins, and would have come here expecting to take something at least from the game.
Yeah, it's a switch around, isn't it? Maybe a month or two ago, we would have been happy to come here and maybe nick a point, but we went into the game very confident, not overly confident, respectfully confident that we could go on and win the game. And there was moments certainly at the start of the first half, we felt very comfortable, but I think we had two really early chances with Connor Hall. I think if we put them away, we're probably growing a lot of confidence, and they don't go in. And I just felt like, from a mentality perspective, we then thought it was just going to happen, and it didn't. We looked really dangerous. I think maybe 15, if I'm being really kind to us, maybe 20 minutes of sort of us being on the front foot. But we have a couple of outside chances, but those two there, you'd like to think we'd score those. We don't. And we just then looked like, it was just going to be our day, and we can just sit back and expect it to happen, and someone else will step up to the plate, and it didn't happen. So we were waiting, and I think Solihull then grew in confidence and stifled us a little bit. It's a compliment to us that they changed shape. Sort of had a little bit of an idea that they might do that, or suspicion, should I say? So yeah, just thoroughly disappointed that we haven't put our best foot forward today. And again, I do reiterate, it's horrible when managers say that about us. We couldn't pass the ball forward, because we made sure you didn't. Today, Solihull were better than us, and they did a great job. But we have been far better than that. That's probably the worst we've played this season.
Well, look, always appreciate your honesty and your openness. And now the players need to pick themselves up, because the next game comes around very quickly with a visit of Wilson on Wednesday. Yeah,
through the disappointment, you realise how good we have been. So we've been excellent, and it's be a real test of character now just to see the reaction from the players. We come into Monday training, and then obviously we'll have the game on Wednesday. So it's going to be interesting to see the reaction, and that's what I've just said to the players in the changing room there. It's credit to them that they've done what they've done up until now, and we probably deserve more points on the board, but that's not acceptable from our perspective today in terms of what we can control. And what we can affect. So it's the reaction now. I want to see a reaction, and we want to make sure that we're every week putting our best foot forward. We want to be at the top of our potential. So we're going to lose games, I'm sure. Games aren't going to go our way, but in terms of that hard work, desire, and doing a job and a half, I expect that to be there at all times. So listen, we need to get to Monday and reassess and then get a reaction on Wednesday.
Appreciate your comments as always.
Thanks.